And the last thing that I wanted to ask you here, reforming the self, reforming the world for the better, these are the two reforms, and there is one which is important. One which is important, which has to do with how do we reconcile ourselves with our presence with Allah and our presence with our brothers and sisters in humanity. Reforming your own intention, meaning renewing your intention. You know, everything that we have to do, Al-Bukhari was saying, the most important hadith among all the hadiths is the hadith that you know in 350 abwab min abwab al-fiqh is إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. You can have, just before you pray, you renew your intention, isn't it? Every time you wake up in Canada, renew your intention. Why are you here? What are you doing with your life? Are you useful for something which has to do with your own liberation, reforming yourself and changing the world? Tajdid al-niyyah, it's so important. Because between you and your own niyyah, there is your salary, your job, your family, and everything could distort you from this liberation process. This is the real spirituality, in fact. The deep spirituality, the deep tazkiyat al-nafs has to do with, are you renewing your intention? And sometimes I can tell you, my own cousin in Egypt, just few hours before being killed by this same tyrant there, just in the lifts before going, he was saying to the one who was with him, let us renew our intention. And when I was in Turkey and this story was told to me, I always say, subhanallah, in 3 minutes, half an hour before being killed, he sent us the only thing which is important in our life. Renew your intention. Why are you here and what do you want to achieve? And if you get this right, you understand that you need knowledge of the self, knowledge of the world. In Canada, you need to know the challenges here in your country. This is your country, so you need to go. Don't expect any scholar coming from I don't know where telling you what are the challenges. He can or she can tell you about the principles. You know the challenges. Here, this is your country. So you go and you renew your intention. And this is the only way you free yourself. This is the only way you come. You know, in this country, and this is my conclusion, to anybody who is saying peace, I say, I'm sorry, Islam is not a religion of peace. It's not. Islam is a religion calling for peace. And it means that there are struggles when you are confronting the tyrants and the despots and money and things. You have to stand up. You have to stand up. So it's calling for peace. But peace with the conditions, and this is why it's right to have justice before peace. And anyone, like the current despots and Netanyahu, who wants to speak about peace without speaking about justice, they are misleading all of us. Even with your own spiritual peace, salamat al-nafs means that you have to be just with yourself. And the first to say this is Adam alayhi salam wa Hawa. Allahumma dhalamna anfusana. We have been unjust with our own self, so no peace. Peace means be just with your own self. Be just with your own self. Do what you have to do with your mind. Do what you have to do with your heart. Do what you have to do with your body. Do what you have to do with your time. Do what you have to do with your own self. It's a comprehensive thing. And then do exactly the same within your society. Wherever you live, the people around you should be in your presence the added value of dignity, of respect, of serving the people. This is who you have to be. And to do this every single morning. It's very simple. Every single morning, question yourself. Renew your niyyah. Why are you here? What are you trying to achieve? And if at one point it's not clear, you have to go through the process of questioning everything. If it's not clear, if you are here for your job, for your salary, for your family, and you're forgetting the very deep question of why my life? How am I building my life? I was doing this in my plane to come here. At one point I said, now I'm traveling all this. Why? Well, I'm here. at the end, it's very risky. It could be for fame, it could be for having people listening, and knowing, you know what, at the end, all of you here, this might mean nothing. You know that for me, you can be useless. I'm sorry to tell you. In spiritual terms, you could be useless. I might be lost, followed by millions. And I can be saved, changing one. And this is, you know what, if you understand this, you understand why capitalists and neoliberal system, they understand that if you understand deeply your faith, you are the most dangerous people for the capitalist system relying on quantity. Because you don't care about quantity. You care about the quality. The quality and only the quality. Wallahu a'lam wa ala wa ahkam. Assalamu alaikum.